now be declared to be a minority institution in terms of Article 30, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution. Sir, this is a demand which is neither in the national interest nor in the interest of the university itself. Nor, if I may venture to suggest, of any section of our population, including the Muslim community. The responsibility for the educational development of every section of the population has been taken by the state. Maybe it is the some part of it with the union government and the other part is with the state government. If the educational development of the entire country and all sections of the population is to be ensured, it would be necessary to see that the state plays its due part. Any single institution cannot be maintained by the central government for the benefit exclusively of one community or to be run by a single community. Till 72, there was a demand that you declare it to be a minority institution. And for very valid reason with a foresight, looking at the future, not a very eminent educational minister made this statement that it is not in the interest of the nation, nor in the interest of the community. So, my lord, after this, in my submission, my lord, the issue is closed. That's my respectful submission. My lord, similar, kindly come to debates of 1981, same volume, page 1680.
Same volume?
Yes, my lord, 1680. My lord, this is the bill which, my lord, your lordships may recall, introduced. The word establish was deleted. And definition was added as a post facto approval of one-sided history. Well, I'm not going into the merits or demerits of 81, but I wish to read, my lord, what transpired in the parliament. Lord, kindly come to 1680. These are the debates when 81 amendment was introduced. Shri G.M. Banatwala, your lordship, sir. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the Honorable Minister has been kind enough to tell the House that it was one of the pledges of the ruling party to restore the minority character of Aligarh Muslim University, and this bill seeks to fulfill this pledge. I, on my part, respect the sentiments of the government, but I wish that the provisions incorporated in the bill had really led to fulfillment of the pledge. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the government, as we understand now, wants to restore the minority character of Aligarh Muslim University. Well, kindly pause here as a factual thing. The government never wanted to restore. It has said in 72 that it cannot be given. Something can be restored if it existed at any point of time. Be that as it may. Then why does it fight shy of saying so in the bill itself? Why should there be reservation? There are certain basic things which need to be understood. We are not playing with words. Those who are not capable of understanding the words are totally incapable of understanding the ideology and the facts behind this. There are showboys who have brought great woes and pains to this country. I have only to tell the government not to practice self-deception. The main issue is the restoration of the minority character to the Aligarh Muslim University in such a manner that the university gets protection of Article 30, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution. The university has to be recognized as an educational institution as envisaged under Article 30, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution. I'll skip the quotation. The judgment in Aziz Basha's case is a standing injustice both to the provisions of our Constitution as well as the minority and the secular concept that we have in our country. In this case, the Supreme Court has erroneously made an observation that the university has neither been established by Muslims nor has the administration of the university been ever exclusively vested in the minority in Muslims. Therefore, there are two aspects of the question. Please mark this, madam.
Yes.
He is demanding now that, all right, you have established by incorporating the word, by deleting the word established. You are taken care of according to his understanding, not subject to that act being challenged. Now give us the administration also. So therefore, I am reading it. And the minister says no, administration cannot be given. So even as per this debate, my lord, in parliament, nothing survives. Lord, I am on page 1680, the bottom side top. Therefore, there are two aspects to the question. Your lordships get. One aspect is the aspect of establishment of the university. This bill clearly says that it has been established by Muslims. Your lordship would recall the definition of university is changed. That's what my lord is referring to. We are thankful to the government. I congratulate the government that the government has come forward with a recognition of this historical fact. But then the other aspect remains, and that aspect is that since allegedly the administration of the university never exclusively vested amongst the Muslims, therefore it is not an educational institution envisaged under Article 30, sub-Article 1 of the Constitution. He admits that unless I have the administration, I can't rely upon 30 sub-Article 1. The position should therefore be clarified. The definition as given of the term university in the present bill, which is now before the House, does not fully meet the requirements of Article 30 sub-Article 1 of the Constitution and does not fully set at naught the observations of the Supreme Court in Aziz Basha case. Therefore, it is that we have come before the House to clarify explicitly that Aligarh Muslim University is a minority institution within the meaning of the minority institution under Article 30. Now, directly come to the reply of the Honorable Minister at page 1682 on this question. The request, the demand that administration should also be given to us. It admits there is no administration with us. And the Honorable Minister, 1682, right hand side, my lord, your lordship get Srimati Sheila Kaul. Lord, I'm sorry, I may just, my lord, before that, a page before that, my lord. 1681, my lord, just right hand side, there was a suggestion to add an explanation.
Right. I saw that actually.
Notwithstanding any judgment decree, etc., my lord, which was not accepted by the parliament. Now, please come to 1682. Srimati Sheila Kaul, my lord, she was the education minister. The Lord Srimati Sheila Kaul, as an education minister, answers on the question of administration. As the university will be administered in accordance with the provisions of the Act, statutes, and ordinances, it is not possible to agree to the amendment moved by Shri Banatwala, and the amendments are not therefore acceptable. Lord, the amendment which was moved is, Lord, please see, lobbies have been cleared. The question is to be administered by the Muslims of India. The Lok Sabha divided, my lord, and this amendment failed.
Can you just show us that little when Mrs. Kaul moved the bill? What was the purpose? Because when she introduced the bill, she may have clarified why she was moving the bill. Can we just see that part so that since otherwise, you know, to go to it later, maybe just.
I'll just, my lord, in a second.
1154. 1154.
No. No, not this one. I'll read this also, but there is some else. I have marked it.
What's asked about to move and what would move? What are the main things that is asked about?
So can your lordships come to 1590? This was, my lord, thereafter referred to the standing committee.
Just come to 1155.
154 and 55, yeah.
1155.
1155.
5-5.
My lord, shall I?
It is a pledge that we seek.
It is the pledge that we are seeking to redeem today. It was a pledge that we gave to our Muslim brothers. The establishment of Aligarh Muslim University Act was an important landmark in the development of modern education of Muslim of India. However, it was not the point at which the history of the Aligarh Muslim University started. As far back as 1870, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan realized that modern education was the only means for removal of backwardness of the Muslim community in India. At his initiative, a committee to devise ways and means for the educational regeneration of Muslims was set up. 2 years later, sir, a society called the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College once started. Well, then the history. May I read, my lord, history again, my lord? One side history is given, my lord. The second side history, that you started negotiating with the government and started giving up one thing after the other, is not recorded. And countered by Sri Somnath Chatterjee. But if your lordship wishes me to read, I can read. Madam.
Just a little bit, we'll just see what
Yes,
you were
yes,
saying.
I'll just. One of the steps taken by the society was to open a school in 1973. There, 3 years later, sir, it became a high school, and in 1977, the foundation stone for the establishment of a college was laid. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan died in 1880. It should be 1877 and 1873. 1880. But the idea of establishing a university gathered strength even after his death. The Muslim University Foundation Committee had started collecting funds for setting up the university. The MAO College Aligarh had by that time grown into a leading center to the education of Muslims. After prolonged discussions extending over 6 years between the Government of India and the representative of Muslim University Foundation Committee, the Aligarh Muslim University Act with Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College as its nucleus was passed. Well, there the history is not given, that there were continuous correspondence that this is the condition, take it or leave it. This is the condition, take it or leave it. That is not given, Manoj. Sir, 1920 enactment was the realization of the long cherished ideals of the Muslims of India, and it was their dream that found expression in the establishment of this university, and a substantial part of the properties and funds which went into making was also contributed by them. Sir, these are the facts of history which we must recognize and acknowledge. For quite some time, the Muslims of India have been expressing concern that the law governing the Aligarh Muslim University does not recognize or acknowledge these historical facts. Therefore, there has been a unanimous demand voiced by the Muslims of India that the Aligarh Muslim University as it stands today should make provision for the acknowledgement of this fact. This demand has the support of all sections of the country, including all political parties. Sir, the Aligarh Muslim University today is one of our largest residential universities. It is a composite institution offering education from the nursery stage to the highest level of research. The courses offered by the university cover all major disciplines: engineering, technology, medicine, science, social science, and humanities. Something I'm respectfully basing my submission on this as well. No?
It's clear that the object of the government of the day in introducing this 1981 bill was to recognize, as the union minister said, the historical fact that it was established by the Muslims of India. That we can't. That seems to have been the.
I also can't wish away. But before that, she says that this was a part of our election manifesto. And your lordships, I leave it at that. Your lordships may realize the danger